Okay, we are live on YouTube and with the new and improved webcam. So that little nameplate is gone now from your webcam. Oh, and I am in the study here.
Awesome.
But there is a little bit of lag between us right now, I think.
Yeah. Yes. That's a few seconds at least, I think. How about now?
Well, tell me as soon as you see me wave to the camera. Okay.
Now. Yeah.
Yeah, about maybe 2 second delay. Yeah, it's not too bad.
2 seconds. Okay. Yeah, too bad. It's just what the web went. That's got out. If not, it's just fine. I tend to improve as we go. So, so well, let's then take a look at games from round 2 and 3 rather quickly because well, it's not that they were uneventful, but you won pretty comfortably, I would say. You didn't have uh, any big issues. Um, in this first one against Ryan Golshin, is this the one? Yeah. You faced well, a Reti that suddenly became a Catalan, though a Catalan with the knight on c3, which is maybe a bit too early for knight c3.
Yeah, because I think because of the move I didn't play the d4 opportunity.
Yeah, and even so, I mean, I like what you say here in your comment, that you recall that d4 was being favored by the engine at this point, but you weren't sure if it was exactly this line. But you played well. I mean, if you're unsure, you just play your setup. And this knight on c3 is still not great, even if he plays d4. Most of the time, the knight remains flexible on b1 in the Catalan. Especially because at some point you take, and it's hard to get the pawn back or even attack it. I mean, the Catalan, you have maneuvers like queen c2 followed by queen takes c4. After you castle, well, the idea is probably to take on c4 and keep the pawn, as in so many lines in the Catalan. And that's why your opponent took. But what do you think about the decision to take here? Like c takes, e takes. Is this good for white?
I don't know. I didn't really know what to think. I don't know these positions that well. These Catalan positions. I had a general concept of what to do. I know that c6 is often played, and but to answer your question, is it good for white? Well, yeah, I don't know. I think it's about equal, more or less, and I don't know. I didn't really have too much insight into the position, honestly.
Yeah, it's not terrible, of course. It's more or less playable, but we can say that it's toothless. um, I mean, here you're playing for a space advantage to make this bishop look good, basically, after d takes c in many lines. And if you don't take, well, white will have some supremacy in the center. But after this exchange, he's basically giving up any space advantage, and he's blunting the bishop, because once you play c6, the bishop is just going to be hitting a brick wall. And the problem is that e4 is, well, maybe not such a desirable pawn break. It will only tend to leave white with an isolated pawn on d4. So it seems like white is giving up a lot by trading on d5. It's just not what a Catalan player would like to see. I mean, normally you play to enhance this bishop by making black take on c4 and open this diagonal, or else you will play e4, but with the pawn still on c4. Here, you're just going to leave this pawn very weak. So I have some trouble seeing what white is playing for at this point.
I did find it interesting.
Again, playing white, yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, I was just going to say I did find it
Sorry.
interesting that, I mean, my opponent was pretty young, maybe 11 or 12, and playing c4 and at this rating is very rare. A 1300 playing c4 is very rare, I think.
Yeah, it's like a red or an English opening. It's not something to be expected. True. But you did fine. I mean, you play c6. And again, when you play white, you somehow get away with this stuff without being worse. I mean, uh, at this point, maybe we could say that white's play wasn't that purposeful, not as much as it should be.
Not
But
ambitious.
yeah, exactly. It's just more or less fine. And there's always a risk that that white might not have a plan at all. Tends to happen. So bishop f4. Well, this was interesting. You played bishop d6. Seems fine. You can also play your usual Queen's Gambit decline maneuver, like sending knight to g6 or e6 with knight f8. Should be fine. But again, you did nothing wrong here, I think. Bishop d6, queen d2. I was curious about queen c7 though.
I think I might have considered knight bd7 before, but I think I might have talked myself out of 95. I think gave me some pause for concern. The move before.
You mean here, knight bd7?
Yeah, I don't know. This because I wasn't sure what I would do here. Like, do I take, and then does he take with the pawn? Like, that felt awkward. That's why I ended up playing bishop d6, which could actually just kind of transpose. But then I think I might have been considering then knight h5 if he did that the other way.
Yeah, I mean, that's something to be calculated, though the knight here looks a bit odd. Can you just
Well, but then what? Like, then what? Knight g6? Oh, you might be. Okay. Oh, are you back? We got disconnected there.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, okay. It looks like you're back now. There's a bit of a delay between us, unfortunately. And then you got disconnected.
Oh, sorry. I can barely hear you.
Oh, really? It might be your computer.
Can you hear me, though?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Now it's better.
Okay.
It must have been my connection.
Okay.
Oh, I got disconnected. So, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed that all that last part.
Yeah. I was just saying. But if knight f8, what's the plan here? Knight g6.
Sorry again. I kind of lost you.
Oh, so after knight f8, what would the plan be for black? Knight g6.
Oh, for black, bishop d6 and knight g6 is the first thing that comes to mind. Not only that, though, maybe you can throw in bishop f5. But I'm still kind of happy with this. It seems like the natural way to go in a QGD.
Yeah, I considered doing.
Bishop d6 might even threaten this. Yeah.
Yeah, I considered doing that. I was looking at that, but then I thought it seemed a little bit slow. So it seemed more direct just to play bishop d6, and that's why I ultimately just played bishop d6.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't think anyone is. I mean, nothing of this is cause for concern, really. Queen d2, though, I don't particularly like queen c7. Again, it's not going to cause you to lose the game or anything, but I don't know, maybe knight a6 with the idea of rerouting this way, because now you can't play knight bd7.
Yeah, but so what, after knight c7, what, knight e6, I guess?
Yeah, you can go to e6. If knight e5, you seem to have this. Not sure, but yeah,
Well,
going to e6 seems reasonable. Again, not the only move. You can also play h6.
what was it about queen c7 you don't like?
Just the placement of the queen on the c file. I mean, it's no big deal, most likely. And the fact that if he takes, well, you lose a tempo on taking. But again, nothing too crazy, really. After knight b7, rook ac1, yeah, you have to move the queen again. But how much harm is that going to do in this position? Probably not much. And you went back to b8. This is the only part I have my doubt with. But even
Me too.
Even this shouldn't be too terrible. Oh, well, at least this was enterprising. Knight h4. You're never worried about any sacrifices?
No, I've got knight h7. That's enough.
Good. Yeah. The old Tyler might have been. The new Tyler is not worried about those
he's got nothing. He's got no follow-up. He's got no follow-up. He's got a queen and a knight. That's it. So
very good.
Yeah.
I don't think it's. And you have knight h7 and bishop f8.
Yeah, I've got yeah. There's nothing. Yeah, there's no attack for white. Yeah, I was not concerned. I mean, of course, I calculated it briefly, but yeah, that's it.
You've come a long way. I mean, in the past, I think you might have been very worried about bishop takes h6 or something like that. But here you completely discarded it because you saw the defense very quickly. That's good. So bishop 3, knight b6. You make him play b3, and yeah, the knight has no great prospects, but you play bishop d7. It's very maneuvery, of course, but I mean, you have all the time in the world. It's just how the position is, and well, this is the main mistake. It's like it's been a very normal game up to this point, even though white played, well, really unambitious and kind of clumsy moves, because I'm not so convinced about this. Do you think of playing knight g4 at any point, like right now, for example?
No, because I was, even before I played knight b6, I had this whole plan mapped out of bishop d7 and rerouting and all of that. I had that whole reposturing plan set up, so I wasn't looking at anything else on the board.
Okay, yeah, this also seems pretty good, I think. I mean, bishop f4, it's not that structure is terrible, but I don't see an advantage either. Yeah, the problem with white's play is that it's so prospectless. I mean, what is he even gonna do now? And this really hurt him. I mean, now there are weaknesses everywhere for no reason. And you mentioned here, I guess my opponent really hated his DSB.
Yeah, dark squared bishop.
Dark squared bishop, okay. Yeah. However, this created holes on g4, e4, and e3. Yeah, the bishop is unstable. At least, I mean, what do you think about f3? Would you back this decision?
I mean, it's much better than f4, but I don't know. I mean, I might just have g5 here. I don't think he can sack.
Not immediately, but I get your point. Yeah.
What you think he can sack? Can he sack there? I don't know.
You win the knight afterwards. The problem is bishop takes, h takes, queen takes, and the knight falls.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Get the point. It's like, I mean, he can't play this because of G5, for example. So it's
Yeah, I don't know.
fairly.
And it seems like it's a better version of F4, but he still has similar issues here, I think. And his bishop, like what's his bishop doing? His light squared bishop seems silly.
Yeah, and I was thinking about a plan with E4. Unfortunately for him, the knight is just not where it should be. It stands in the way. I was thinking about something like bishop f2 and e4. And it's the only pawn break, and it's the only idea I can think of, really. Well, it's that, or, well, acknowledging that this isn't great, and play h3, knight back to f3, and
The funny thing
keep
is,
maneuvering.
though, like F4 is such a common positional mistake and misunderstanding. Like this is totally a move that I would have played like 2 or 3 years ago. You know, it's just it's a positional mistake that, you know, players around this level will tend to make.
Yeah, it's like you don't know what to do, you push a pawn, and
Well, it seems like you're getting
that
space,
tends to
and he hated his dark squared bishop, so he was trying to tuck it back. I mean, it has some logic behind it, but it's just, yeah, he didn't really consider the positional problems with it.
Yeah, now the holes are just terrible. You just play normal chess, a lot of maneuvers with the knights. I really love this. I really love how it's changed this piece. The bishop is not doing anything anymore. It's blocked by your opponent's pawns, even though it's your good bishop. But you realize e4 is the key here. So you're going to eliminate the defender, to put a piece on e4, and you will always retain that. This is a great maneuver. I really like this. I really like seeing this.
What you will really like about it is that, yeah, this
now
was...
it might come naturally to you, but
yeah, because that was like an instant decision. I mean, I verified, of course, that I'm not blundering or anything, but this was a very easy, quick decision for me.
I like it that it became really second nature. I mean, now you might take it for granted, but it's really great that you do. I mean, it really shows that you understand immediately what the position is about. And queen d3, the maneuver is also very instructive. The knight gets to these seats immediately, and you just win e4. You get full control of the light squares, and he has the worst bishop ever. Bishop e3. Queen c8, laying a trap. He fell for it like immediately. He went back and he got crushed with this. And there's no defending the bishop on e3. Well, if queen d2, 94. I mean, you might have explained this in the video already. But yeah, there's this fork if queen d2, and if queen d1, as it happened in the game, knight b5, and he has to let go of one of these two pieces, and that's it for white. Rook d3, bishop takes, and well, you keep going to towards e4 with the pieces. So yeah, well, the game went a little longer, but I think it was pretty clear, a pretty clear win. I mean, the whole game was decided on f4, really, which goes to show that patience can
pay off.
I mean, it does pay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it paid off very, very nicely. I mean, sometimes it's just about, well, not being the one who blunders positionally. I also like this game a lot. Let's quickly take a look before.
Yeah, but I hate this game because I castled. I just hate that. I cringe whenever I look at it instead of playing d4.
Yeah, that did.
Because I've had
this castling so terrible though.
Well, yeah, it is. It is. And I've had this position a million times. That's what hurts. Like, I know it's d4. For some reason, I castled.
Well, actually, this isn't that great for black, is it? I mean, d4 should give you an advantage now.
Yeah.
Is that so?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I castled instead of d4. Yeah.
Yeah, d4 gives you an advantage here, probably. Isn't it? I mean, because he takes, you play e5, and what does she do now?
And I think
On 94,
usually,
you have this.
and I think e5 and cd usually transpose as well. Well, bishop d5,
Oh, cool.
I can't remember if that was the top.
There is some sacrifice there.
There's some sacrifices. Sorry, you cut off.
Oh, sorry. If 94, well, if not 94, c takes this seems terrible, or is that an option really?
No, this is just losing. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks very
I
bad.
get this a lot, which is weird because like I get this against like 2200s even. Like I don't know why, but yeah.
It's just that impulse to play a quick b5. And it's just not the move. I mean, people who play this line with bishop c5 quickly run into this a lot. And yeah, suddenly they want to solve the problems here and play b5, but they're not ready to face d4 at all. In fact, b5 does pretty poorly here. Apparently the move is knight g7. And if d4, you can take and probably give a check and play some d5. Like, it's
kind of like
it's the move you need to be able to play. And there's knight c3 or bishop d2, both seem
but still very
playable, and
very
d5. I mean,
very comfortable for white still though. Like it's a comfortable position to play, I think.
Yeah, but black needs to be able to play this, or else he's just getting hammered with d5, e5, as more or less as it happened in the game eventually. Because yeah, I mean, this is premature, and it's very instructive. I mean, for Rui Lopez players out there, this game kind of shows why black usually waits some time to play b5. Knight f6, and now d4 would be very strong because this is not well defended enough. And if you have to give up the center like this, you're probably in big trouble. e5 actually is very strong. So you castle. And is it so terrible though? Is knight takes c4 so good?
No, I mean this is fine for white, but it just hurts because it's like I've played this position a million times, and I know that d4 is just winning. So I know this is still fine for white. Like that's why in the game I felt comfortable here. But yeah, it's just in hindsight it just hurts to look at. You know.
Yeah, it's a lost opportunity. Yeah. She still castled though and allowed d4. These seats allow her to go back to b6, so that'll be more or less fine. But now, tough choice. Even though she can still play this time around, maybe. But d5, yeah, because this pawn is always hanging.
Yeah, and I think it's best to take with the knight. I think if bishop b6, the computer usually likes knight e5 instead of d takes e5.
Knight e5.
Yeah. And it might be because we might have queen f3 follow up, maybe, or I'm not sure. Something like that. Or no. I was also looking at possibly bishop f7, rook f7, king f7, queen f3. Knight f6. Then we take the rook on a8. Oh, no. His knight's still on c6. But I'm pretty sure that the computer...
Yeah, this knight.
Yeah, computer...
If bishop b6, it says...
yeah, that... I don't know beyond...
with this.
Yeah, I don't know beyond knight takes e5. Oh, you mean immediately? Yeah. This is what I was talking about.
There might be these. Like knight takes
oh,
e4. Bishop d5. Yeah, bishop d5. Yeah.
Yeah, then he has
Ouch,
to...
again.
Yeah, that's what it is. You're right. And then he has to take
has to go for this, which is very sketchy.
Especially in this position.
Yeah.
When he has no development. Yeah.
So, yeah, she really needed to play these seats then. Well, taking is no solution. Again, same trick, 94 bishop d5. So, okay, she has to go back. This is clearly not working for black. I like it that you don't pull the trigger too fast, because knight a5 and then these seats, I don't know.
Yeah.
You don't need that. You need to develop. That's good. Spent 8 minutes on it. But I like that you played principal chess here. And bishop d5.
I like that. I really like bishop d5. I really like that.
It does keep control. Bishop d7, bishop f4, and your pieces are all better than his and than hers. Rook b8 to unpin, rook e1. Knight b4. Again, I like bishop b3. Bishop b4 might be possible, but bishop b3 looks like the most natural anyways. Bishop f5. This started to concern me a little bit after a couple minutes, but the engine said I have many ways to deal with it. Yeah, I mean, the only threat might be this at this point. And you played rook e3. I mean, her pieces are just... even this knight is... I mean, if she doesn't get anything here, the knight is just misplaced. And well, the game could have been more interesting. I mean, you might have won by a nice attack or something, but she really went astray here. You were calculating this instead of a3?
Yeah, for a long time. Yeah, so I explained the line in the notes. I think I explained the line. Yeah, you can show it if you want.
Yeah. It says.
I just need to look one move deeper. I didn't see the queen f3. I think it was follow up. No, rook f3 follow up. Yeah.
The rook f3. Yeah. Sorry, because you had a check.
Mm-hmm.
And you have bishop takes. The knight is hanging, so she has to take like this. And we have rook f3. Even though it's kind of overly complicated, considering a3 just leaves everything hanging.
Mm-hmm.
How did it came to you? I mean, you spent a lot of time on knight takes f7, and then you went convinced and you went back to looking for candidates.
Well, knight f7 was the very first move that came to mind. Essentially, I was looking at knight f7. I was looking at knight f7 and bishop f7, and then I was looking at those moves. A3 didn't come until much later, actually. I basically didn't look at a3 until after I thought that knight f7 didn't work.
Well, that's good. That's good because that's good technique. That's good calculation technique. You didn't lose yourself trying to make this work or this. You came back to the initial position when you thought this didn't work, which is good. It's good technique. I mean, there's no guarantee that you will have all the possible candidates in your list at the very beginning. Sometimes it's just good to start calculating a bit, and if it doesn't work, it's great that you have the habit of going back to the initial position and think, okay, maybe I'm missing some other thing on move one. That's very, very easy to it's a very easy mistake to fall for, like not going back to the very beginning. And well, you saw this one, and there's not much to do. Bishop takes, rook takes, and one of the pieces falling off. You were kind of nervous at one point, and she defended the bishop. She just lost the knight, but it looks like it's completely game over. She even dropped the pawn a6, queen d7, queen e2. You made some room for the king just in case.
Yeah.
I don't know if objectively they're the best moves, but this is very much winning. Why didn't you like this move though?
I hated that decision. As soon as I played it, I was kicking myself. I was so angry at myself. It just felt like I'm giving way too much play and too many chances by playing knight b5. It highlights my weak queenside pawns, and she actually gets a pawn immediately on d4, and it was again just giving her too many chances. So I hated that decision.
I should be very much okay though. I mean,
objectively, it's fine.
Knight d5 maybe.
Yeah, anything was good here. Yeah, I think like pretty much any move is good. I got a little bit lazy with knight b5. That's what it was.
I mean, well, you can make a case for it. I mean, if some things get traded off, she's just losing, definitely. I was surprised at this one. I mean, you were worried about this.
That was a long think. I guess 6 minutes on it. Well, I didn't want to give up a pawn because I know I'm up a piece, but I don't know. I didn't want to give up a pawn as well.
Well, if you want to completely kill the counterplay, you can play queen c4, I guess.
But queen,
I don't think there should be much. She can take this, but c7 is pretty much dead.
Yeah, I don't know. I get like when I'm winning, that's when I get most nervous. Often, because I'm afraid to blow it, and so yeah.
It's good that you feel the responsibility to play well even there. I mean, it is important. I think here there's not much to worry about because either she trades queens or she allows something like this, which just looks terminal.
To be fair, here I was down to 19 minutes and she had 46. You might win by an attack. So I was also a little bit nervous about the clock situation because, as you know, like online, my time management is really bad.
But she played instantly, like 46 minutes.
She was young.
My God.
So that's why.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she was like maybe like 12 or 13, I think. Or 12 to 12, 13, maybe 14 at the most.
Yeah, they play quick and quite sound. It's annoying. So yeah, I mean, in order not to lose the pawn, she has to play that, but she might be getting the queen trapped even. I don't know, I'm just thinking of something like this and queen d4, and it's almost resignable. So yeah, I mean, as long as you don't drop a piece here, you should be completely fine. And well, you play bishop c1, which is still,
it's the old Tyler, the
holds everything together. Yeah,
the greedy one.
Yeah, I mean, you're greedy, man. I mean, you're not giving up anything. You give the b4 pawn only when you already capture the one on c7.
Yeah.
But that's good. And you play queen c4. And here you took a...
Now I'm comfortable. Yeah, now I'm comfortable.
These two are a nice constellation of pieces. So yeah, that's good. Yeah, and you're threatening, I don't know, rook d5 and queen d4. There's almost checkmate everywhere. Like for a while, but not much to see here. I mean, this is just two winning. But well, you're probably feeling quite well after these two games. I mean, you had only lost the first round.
Yeah, but I was still down rating at this point, so it wasn't the best feeling.
Yeah, that would happen regardless. Yeah,
yeah, because I'm still making up. I'm still making up for the first round loss, unfortunately. So I actually wasn't feeling great. I mean, I was feeling a bit better, but I still had to make up for some points to make up for.
Yeah. Well, you probably felt better after this game, though, the game of the fourth round.
I thought it was an interesting game. It was probably the most interesting of the tournament for me.
Yeah, this one was very rich. What was your opponent's last name, Jose or Marionito?
Jose.
Jose.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
Oh, I wouldn't have guessed. Yeah,
I know.
Thought Marionito.
I know. It's weird. It's really weird. Yeah.
Um,
that was the craziest move. D4 was what?
Yeah, you had been preparing for the Grand Prix.
Yeah. Because he
when that happens.
He it wasn't a question. Like he definitely played the Grand Prix like all the time, and then he played D4. So very interesting.
Yeah, when that happens, you just have to take a deep breath and think, okay, maybe this is not the opening in which he has the most experience. So, well, let's try to make up with. Make up the time lost preparing for the game with trying to convince yourself that this is good for you anyway, which kind of is. I mean, he might not be as experienced with this stuff, but then he goes for the Trompowski.
Oh, this is funny. Yeah. That I forget theory on move 2. Like that's so rare for me.
What's your usual line here? What do you
play? I'm not sure if I want to say on stream.
Oh, okay.
Well, just get kids right. But it's not what I played.
H6 this is a strange move though, because if you're going to get this structure, you might as well just play d5 and play the lines with bishop takes. But yeah, pushing him into this. It feels strange. It might not be the end of the world.
I don't know, because there's one opening that I think it might be, but I was trying to remember. I spent so much time trying to remember. There's an opening where I play like this, where I get the double F6 pawns. This is against D4, and then I will often have a pawn on H6, and then sometimes I even play G6. And I was trying to remember what opening that is. It might be against B3. It might be against this line.
Yeah, that could
when I get this triangle going, it might be something like that. But I got confused, and I thought that's why I played H6, because I thought this is what I played this against.
Yeah, it happens in the Caro-Kann, that line with
but no,
takes F6.
But I don't play Caro-Kann.
Yeah, the structure is not terrible. I mean, of course, he played E4. Don't know about that, but
that's when I thought
you have to hit the front.
Yeah, I hated my position. I was miserable out of the opening and in the early middle game. What a miserable position I had. Holy smokes.
Here he will have the majority, and you will have the pair of bishops. So at least it's sort of a typical
Compensation.
fight.
Yeah.
I think normally you put the pawns on light squares, which is the way to go with pair of bishops. You put your pawns on the color of your opponent's bishop. In this case, it makes a lot of sense. Like you're going to try to dominate d5, or at least not just allow something like c4 and d5 easily. And you should be more or less fine. I mean, this is not the end of the world. But it's true that this is low. Yeah. It is looking a bit slow. And knight f3, I think, still giving you the chance to play d5 maybe.
You know why? I was too stubborn about not wanting to lose the tempo after knight c3. That's the only reason I didn't play d5.
Yeah, especially after you played bishop e7, because at least you could think of bishop b4, but yeah, having played bishop e7 already, yeah, then it's harder to think about that. And now, yeah, this is crammed.
No, this was terrible.
So crammed.
I like how my opponent played too. Like he's obviously a very aggressive player because he plays a Grand Prix, but I like how he played. Like he played very solid attacking chess, I think.
Yeah, now you're committing your only asset here, which is the pair of bishops. And this is completely sound, because now his center is pretty much invulnerable. I mean, how are you going to attack this? You found a way. I really like that you didn't just sit there waiting to be crushed on the king side.
Oh, I know what move you're talking about.
Yeah, I really like that move.
He didn't.
I think you had this one, c5.
Yeah, c5.
You had great sensibility to notice that you were going to get slaughtered here if you do nothing.
Yeah, it was now or never.
I really like that. And it's not easy for white to react, because you're really fighting hard for the dark squares, which are the squares that he will have the most trouble covering, because he doesn't own that bishop. And that's all it is about. What do you think he should have done instead of d5, which is maybe not terrible, but at the same time it does give you some squares and it kills his own bishop? I think that's my main complaint about d5.
Maybe
because you're getting squares anyway, but why kill this poor bishop? I'm sorry.
Possibly knight f5. If I take on
knight f5,
yeah, if I take on d4, he can grab that pawn eventually. Just like even maybe knight b5, maybe even might just pick it up immediately. So
yeah, I agree that he should allow you to take, and not just play against his own bishop, even something like this. And I could back this decision. C takes, queen takes, and the bishop is well and alive. I mean, compare that to d5, and what is this bishop gonna do now? That's my main complaint. He should probably allow you to take. Again, I'm not so thrilled about this, because you get too many dark squares probably, with your bishop having better prospects than before. But yeah, something like bishop c4, knight f5 here, because you're right, if c takes d, you're getting that pawn back anyways, like knight b5 or knight e2, or your knight takes right away. But yeah, he harmed his bishop too much with d5, I think. It's very similar, but now the bishop is doing nothing. King b1 feels also, I mean, this is a normal move. You get the king out of tricks, and you try to kind of castle kingside in a sense. But I don't know if it's so much to the point. Maybe knight f5 anyways. You played really well, I think. Rook dg1. This allows a tactic you mentioned here after b5. Hard to do anything about this.
Yeah, there was
Feels
nothing.
like you're getting there first.
Yeah, after he moved the rook, there was no stopping this.
f4 feels extremely weakening. What would you do if knight f5?
Possibly knight e5 here. Let's say bishop e2. Okay, maybe c4 first. c4 bishop. I don't know, bishop. Let's say bishop f1. And then I don't know. I might go knight c5.
What about b4 and c3? Like to
Yeah, that too. Right? Yeah, I did have those ideas too.
Looks principle. Knight d1 c3. Similar to the game, though, you were the one on the defending side here. But what do you think white should do about this?
Just move the queen, probably.
Yeah, in principle, would like to ignore this, and if he takes, we might even leave the pawn there for some time. He should probably shift his focus towards the kingside attack, which still looks pretty uncertain to me, but this seems like the principal thing to do. Like he should do something like that. f4 is probably the blunder, like c4, and it's blundering the pawn on e4. But even here, at some point, it became really interesting. You praised this move here. I think you're right. I mean, it shouldn't work. It's still very creative, and I like how he realizes that this bishop is gonna be a huge problem. And that to speed up his attack, he needs to sacrifice the exchange. If not, you have just everything going your way. Not only you're getting the exchange or you're attacking that, you're also threatening this or b3. And yeah, there's nothing good to say about white's position. What about bishop g2 though?
Yeah, that was fine too.
I keep getting away with.
But bishop c4 totally suits his style of being a very aggressive player. And
it's now him in the attack.
Plus, then he doesn't have to worry about my pawns. Like he's kind of shut down my whole queenside pawn storm. So, yeah.
Very creative. I mean, even though it shouldn't be that great, I guess objectively, now you have to defend. So how do you go about doing this? You play the e5, which softens the light squares a little bit.
Yeah, no, a5 was terrible. It's the Sicilian idea of allowing bishop b5. I never should have allowed that. I think that was here. Yeah.
Yeah, right
So
now.
queen, I think queen b6.
What are you doing instead?
Queen b6.
Queen b6.
Or just anything.
b6
Well, yeah,
first.
queen b6 probably. Yeah.
Looks nice. I mean, you control dark squares. Yeah, feels right. Do you think about starting maneuver like this?
Well, I had ideas of bishop f8 as a defensive measure. I don't know if I would lead with g6 though.
Yeah, it's not necessary to do right now or anything, but it looks like you can wait for this. Also, it's
yeah, I was
debatable,
planning bishop f8 for sure. That's partly why I played rook e8. But I don't know if I would lead. Like I wouldn't play g6 until I kind of ran out of steam with my other pieces.
Yeah, it looks. I mean, his position looks more impressive on the king side than it actually is. I think. A5, yeah, a bit weakening maybe, but
no, that's a big. You don't seem to hate it, but I really hate what I allowed with a5. Like, because I'm familiar with these types of positions in the Sicilian, and they're a pain.
You should do this right away.
Yeah, it's a big pain in the butt. It goes to C. It goes to
C6.
C6.
No, in the Taimano this happens too. Yeah, and it's annoying. I thought, well, being up and it changed, you should be fine. But yeah, it's with Queen b6, you didn't have to go through this. That's true. He should play right away, shouldn't he? Like
yeah.
Because now you can't stop it.
Yeah, here again, queen b6. Queen b6 again is the only move. Yeah, because of knight e4. And now we can't stop the knight from going to c6. It's funny. So that's the only move. Queen b6 is necessary. Otherwise, knight e4, knight
and
c6.
It hits the rook on b8. It's so annoying.
Yeah, because I do that as white. I do that as white in the against the Najdorf often. When black plays like knight h5 or knight d5 early, I get the knight, like I recapture, the pawn goes to d5 like it is here, and then the knight goes to c6, and that's just very, very strong. So if I was looking at it from white's perspective, I would have seen this idea, but I'm not used to seeing it from black's perspective. That's why I missed it.
He was all in on the king side, definitely. He wasn't even looking the other way. Knight c5 and queen g2.
That was a very good move.
And now, well, you played queen. I like queen d7, so the knight on f5 is in the air. He had to play this. And how do you stop this now? Well, you mentioned in the comments he's going to follow with this, clearly. So you need to be ready to close things immediately after he...
Yeah, so I saw like I had g6, but then there's knight h5. I mean, sorry, knight h6. So g5, g6. There's knight h6. That didn't look good. I think I had to play bishop f8 here.
Sicilian idea.
Yeah,
this is a very Sicilian idea. Yeah, he's gonna break here, but this move is just excellent. That or h5, because you make sure you're going to shut off one of the... you're going to allow one file to be open. That's it. And you're going to hide behind his pawn. Like if he takes, or whatever he does, you will get behind the pawn, and that's it. I think that kills the attack, basically.
I was looking at these lines.
Very Sicilian idea.
I mean, I was looking at these lines, and then I think here I didn't like h5. It looked bad, so I decided to play king h7 first, I think.
Oh, but this was hung in the end, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't super clear in my mind, I guess. I didn't see the knight hanging.
Because the other thing is he can play
Knight
here,
G4.
but then queen f5 probably.
Queen f5, there would still be h5.
What's the threat? I mean, even if he takes, you take back, and
No, but then queen took g6. We might be thinking of different lines here.
oh,
I'm talking about if I don't play king
Oh,
h7.
yeah.
Oh, I guess you didn't. Oh, you did that already. Okay, I see. Oh, yeah. Okay.
yeah, king h7.
So
Yeah, even this is not opening things up enough.
yeah, I guess I kind of mixed up the move order when I played king h7.
Yeah, it's a very nice way of facing the pawn break.
Plus, I need to open up
Like
the
you
e file
allow-
anyways. So I should have just played
And this
bishop
is
f8.
such a bad mistake. This is incredible.
And he had the right idea, because the way he followed up, he had the right idea. Like he was so close. Like but he just there was a difference though with which pawn he took. That's got to sting.
Yeah, it's amazing. The
That has to
difference
sting.
What happens if h5 here, though?
I actually think h5 was playable.
The idea being the same. You want to play g6 here and just
Yeah, I think
maybe
h5
there's
was
this time around.
No, I don't think so. We just take it. Yeah.
But there's
yeah,
takes
but
with a double check.
yeah, I guess that's bad. Okay.
Oh yeah, this is a demolition job now, and this is falling, and oh my god. Point being, for the audience, if that we take the knight, this is double check. If the king just moves, there's checkmate on g7, and if king takes, there's checkmate on g5. So king's going nowhere there. No time for h5. Well, that's bad. Now that's a problem. Because g6 is no longer the same. Knight takes, and the knight attacks f7. H5 is still threatened open in the h file. And there's no pawn in front of the king. There's a knight, so that's open.
I'm just looking at h5 again. h5, knight g7. Oh, I was thinking maybe bishop f8, but he's on our rook. Okay.
Yeah, he still has this.
Well, no, because of the discovery on e3 is why I was thinking about it. But
oh yeah, but there's
right.
There are forks everywhere.
Yeah. Okay. Because I know later h5
Really
is actually
remarkable.
an option.
Where? Sorry.
Later down the road, I think h5 was playable instead of g6. In a few later.
Like here.
I forget where, but I remember the computer saying it was fine. Near the very end.
G take. Oops, wrong way. Yeah, he had taken on f6. It's so different. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's easy to miss this though, right? Like easy.
Looks like the same.
Yeah, but
the bishop is trapped there. It's incredible.
this is
Doesn't
like
have any squares. This move is just
it's a good puzzle.
yeah. It's a puzzle. To train comparison method. It's incredible. He can't take anything because of rook g1. The bishop has no room to move on this diagonal. He needs to cover these two squares. So either he takes the knight or the pawn. It's the same. In the game, you have bishop h6
Yeah.
covering both. In this case, there's queen g8, and if bishop e7, queen g7. It's incredible. That was
I got very lucky.
tough to find also. I mean, he went the wrong,
But he had the right idea because he
went the wrong
followed.
way, and now
He followed up. Like, I mean, his follow up was correct, but he just he took the wrong pawn. So he calculated the right idea. Yeah. So I feel kind of bad for him because it was a good attack.
h5, g takes f, and here he resigned, or
No, he resigned before I even took. Oh no, did I take? No, I didn't take. Yeah, he just resigned here. Yeah.
He played the move and
He probably saw what happened. He's like, oh, yeah, he saw that he screwed up here. And it was
I was wild, very wild.
And it was a kind of a cool end position too, like the 3 triple pawns here, and he's got 2 double pawns. It's kind of a cool aesthetic.
It's amazing that the pawns are actually useful.
Very useful.
Cover a lot of squares.
Yeah. Yeah. So
very interesting and really instructive around here about how to face the pawn push and how to try to keep the files close and just getting your king behind the pawn. That's a typical weapon in the Sicilian also, like a defensive weapon. I put some games here. Some of them are just absolutely crazy. But I was reminded of some examples. These guys have this down so easily. It's amazing. This is a game by FIDE. So clearly it's kind of second nature for them to find stuff like this. But it was a Sicilian, and this was played online against an international master apparently. It was one of these wild Sicilians. You don't play like this, do you? I mean, you play the knight, so I guess knight c6.
Sorry, I wasn't paying super. Let me just go back a little bit. Well, actually, can I do? Okay. I don't. Yeah, I play the knight. That's right. But I get. But the positions are still similar, though.
These lines with bishop g5. He kind of meets.
Yeah, well, he plays he plays a6 anyway, so the position is actually similar. I like these. Yeah.
Could happen.
Yeah, I mean, that's the nice thing about Sicilians. Like, if you play a lot of them, all the positions are kind of the same.
Yeah, I can transpose even. b5 was played.
I guess he's not gonna castle here. This game.
Not castling into it. No, not yet. He will though, because white. Well, he didn't play that aggressively. Now black castle, it should be more or less fine. And g4, of course. Bishop e3, knight d7, and g5. Well, around here it becomes interesting. White is definitely going for this. And black gets the pawn break. Kind of a typical scenario. E takes d, bishop takes d, h5. And I really like how FIDE completely ignores the pawn push. I mean, it's not that you can't do a great deal.
I'm surprised you didn't put in Petrosian's famous game. I think where he plays g6. that he lets his opponents run the pawns. It's one of his most famous games. Very instructive. And then he just blockades it. I'm surprised that you're not thinking of the same game. Unfortunately, I don't remember much else about the game, like who he was playing. Oh, he'll be back. Okay, sorry, you disconnected there again. You're back now, though.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I wonder what that game is. I mean,
it's so famous, though. It's one of his most famous games. I know he had a lot of famous games, though, so it's hard.
Well, yeah. I mean, I might know it, but it didn't ring a bell. Like in the sense that I was looking for. Is it the Sicilian though?
I don't know if it's a Sicilian. I don't know.
Oh.
I'm actually wondering if it was in 1953. If it was in the Zurich. I don't think it was though. I don't think it was in Zurich 1953. But
he plays the defensive idea.
Well, the thing is, I don't think it was actually, like, I could be wrong, but I don't think it wasn't on where he castled. So it might have been on his queen side where his opponent was pushing pawns, but then he made like kind of his opponent was attacking, and then he made almost an anti-positional move, and then when his opponent keeps pushing the pawns, he just plays like G6 and stops it. I wish I knew more about the game too, because it's such a beautiful example. I wish I could remember it to reference it better.
On the queen side, so he plays B6 at some point.
Something like I can't remember if it was B6 or G6, but it was like it was a blockade. It was interconnecting pawns, and then he pushes the pawn. Essentially.
Isn't the torre attack against Spassky, where Spassky plays the torre attack?
I don't know if if I saw I'd have to see the game, but
yeah, I think he plays B6 and A5. If I'm not mistaken. In that one he waited and then he castled on the queen side, and then he attacked on the king side. He won by an easy attack.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, it's funny because I mean Petrosian was an expert in the torre attack, and Spassky tried to use his weapon against him.
Bad idea. Okay.
And yeah, he was completely outclassed.
That was a great game, though, right? I loved that game.
Yeah, it's very instructive. I mean, white castles too quickly on the king side, and black waited, and they destroyed him on the king side by bouncing the pawns. Yeah.
So that must have been.
I remember. Yeah, it's true. That was a very good model.
That's a very good game. Yeah. So that must be after 1953, I think, right? Because Spassky's too young. He'd be too young, I think. Yeah.
It's probably the first match. I'm not sure.
Oh, right.
It might be from the first match. Okay. Yeah, I think so.
So what's that? It's like 59 or something? Something like that?
Isn't it 62? I can't remember.
Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah, I'll try to look that up after, because that's a. I mean, and you know me, I don't really like games that much, like famous games. I'm not really into that, but this one really stood out to me. Like, there's certain games that stick in my mind. That was one of them. So
yeah, that one was extremely instructive. Yeah. But yeah, it's that game. Yeah, now I recall.
Yeah, that's why here it reminded me of that. Like with these pawns, you just let them, and then last minute, then you can just block it, like last second, essentially.
Yeah, in this case, actually, Bidit just centralized the piece, and he was waiting for this to happen. It clearly would at some point. What do you think Black does here? How do you react?
It's hard because often, like, there's different answers. Like in the Najdorf, sometimes, like in the main lines, like the English attack, Sometimes we just double up on the G file. Like we go F takes, H takes, H takes, and we can actually survive like that.
Good, yeah.
But then
That's one thing.
sometimes you also let them take on H6, and then when they push you let them take on H7, and then when they push H6, you play G6.
Which one of the two looks more likely here?
That's the problem, because there's no. It's different depending on the position. Let me think. Okay, so let me think. So if it was White's turn, so if GH, King takes, and then, well, first of all, okay. Well, if he gives us a bishop check, that doesn't really matter, because I could maybe just take the bishop, or else just bring the king back, I think. So, so GH, yeah, king takes H6, G6. That does look fine. Let me think. Yeah, that does look fine so far. Let me look at the other option of F takes. So FG, HG, HG. I mean, I'm always kind of worried about his queen swinging over to H2. That is, the more problematic line. So yeah, I'm leaning to more towards the first, which is letting him take on H7. Now, if he takes on F7, I don't care. That's I just take with the knight. I think that, I don't know. It doesn't bother me. Yeah.
Very good. Yeah, it's the most principled. Black has an excellent central position. I mean, you can't ask for much more than this. So he improves the last piece just like that. And even though the king is being open a little bit, I mean, how is White going to improve on this? I mean, if H sits, as in the game, G sits, and you hide behind the pawn, as you mentioned. And White has to survive Black on the on the queen side, because on the king side he has nothing left. And if you don't play H6, well, I don't know. This might be coming anyways, and it's looking really promising.
I think there's
I mean, I see you're familiar with it, which is good.
yeah, there's some other line too, not so common, but I remember that the only response, and well, in this position it's too late for it to occur, I think. But let's just say when his pawn is back more. Okay, well, he led with the G pawn, but there's some cases where you actually voluntarily play H6. It's actually clearly the best move, but it might be when their pawn might be already on H5. But it's
so you block you make a blockade.
Yeah, well, it's something. Yeah, but it's like a similar idea. I like. Yeah, but it's a different position, so I can't really.
Kind of typical, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a completely different position.
Here it looks like you're inviting.
Yeah, it's a different position. But yeah, there's similar ideas where you let them take, and then you push the pawn afterwards. Yeah.
I mean, this is an essential survival trick in the Sicilian. And it's very nice because the attack hits a dead end here, and after queen e7, well, without the dark square bishop, there's not much to do. I mean, it's still not an easy win or anything, but I think Black is already taking over the initiative. And the knight on c4 is going to cost the bishop for sure. Again, not even remotely lost, but it's way harder for White now.
Yeah, and
the game kept going for a while.
And Black is completely safe. Like White doesn't really have any attack here.
Yeah, no, it's and how do you go about attacking here? You need to get a knight to g5, which looks almost impossible. And white is kind of exposed to his king's position being open.
Yeah,
It
and
will take time, but you will double up. You always have something
yeah, and
here.
even if you get the knight to g5, so what? You just like king h8 is still alive.
Yeah, bit dangerous, but yeah, it's something like that could still be possible to hold. I don't see it happening even because f4 is pretty much impossible to play.
I'm just
And
saying
even
like
if at
worst
some
say
point he gets knight f3, we might,
yeah, I'm just saying like worst case
yeah,
scenario, if he gets a knight on g5, we're still okay. Like king h8, we're still still alive
yeah,
there.
we're still live.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, well, White started to weaken himself. I mean, this was, I think, an internet game, and still, and well, it's kind of hard to defend
Yeah,
for
this
White,
was
honestly.
titled Tuesday 4 years ago.
Oh, it says in the description.
Yeah.
Love how easily he Vidit finds this like something completely natural. Well, f5 is kind of desperate. Like, yeah, you can even play rook g7, but that's as far as you get. King h8 and what else? Because c2 is falling apart. Well, check. And rook takes, and well, black's definitely taking over here. Play the check. Guess it's to save the queen because of this. Knight takes, just lose the queen, so interposing this, he plays knight takes, but queen c3, and any endgame is an easy win. So yeah, that was it. It is a pretty common thing. Well, I see you're very familiar with it. In the game, in your game, you didn't get to recall it at the right moment, because yeah, bishop f8 was kind of an instructive way to stop his attack, I think. It was kind of a mess though, if we compare that to your game. I mean, bishop f8, g5, and you had to see g6 and king h7, even regardless of what he would play there. Let me see. I don't know why it's visible, but I have one more example here at least.
I don't see the move list now.
Oh, sorry. Oh, okay, cool. This one is not a Sicilian. I mean, it was an E45 opening. Yeah.
No, I was just kind of laughing at the fact that black has barely moved any pawns. It looks kind of funny.
Yeah. But white starts with the same attacking setup. Like he's gonna play g5, rook on g1, most likely play h5. We're both kind of doing the same here. Rook a c8. I guess you play c5 without this being a problem. King b1, bishop f8, h5, c5. Looks weakening and everything, but we kind of have to go for it because we need to make something happen on the queen side at some point. So c4. Looks like white is dominating, but at the same time, it's very hard to make inroads. I still, I mean, a lot of moves were played. It was a really back and forth game for some time. But again, I want to get to the key moment here. Rook e4. And g6. How do you answer g6 here?
Well, I can't do nothing because he is threatening to take on f7, and then my other... Oh, wait, no. The other rook is protected. So I could do nothing. Wonder if I could... Well, I was about to consider taking on f4 and then rook e4, but he is hitting... Oh, but he's got back rank issues. Yeah, so I might be able to take on f4, and if bishop f4, rook e4, and then if bishop e6, just bishop takes e6. He can't take because of the back rank on e1. So that might be playable. Rook takes f4. If he takes on h7, it's just the same thing. I can just go king takes h7, h6 g6. Yeah, so maybe we can just take on
rook
f4.
takes, bishop takes, rook e4.
Yeah.
And what about queen f5 there?
Who cares? We just take on f4.
On c4, you mean?
Yeah, sorry, c4. Or rook e5, because we're hitting h5.
Oh, but the bishop is on. I mean, you took here, and the bishop is.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, so I think we can take on
c.
Yeah, it's a little much, but it might. Yeah, but it seems like I might get away with that.
Could be.
Although
we still don't have bishop takes. Bishop takes. Rook takes. There's queen h1. What is
no, well, but isn't his queen just still on h3? His queen's still on h3.
No, we played.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I was referring to this.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. No, but yeah, that's right. That's okay. Sorry. Yeah.
Rook takes c4 is a move I would be terrified about playing.
Hang on, though. He might have queen f7 now, because then he can take on e6, because we don't have queen h1 anymore. Oh, but it's our move. Never mind. Okay, yeah. I thought it was white's move there.
Oh, no, okay.
Yeah. No, but same thing. Yeah, same thing. Just a queen f7.
Queen f7, queen takes.
Yeah, but now he can take on d6.
What's going on in that endgame, though? I can't worry about rook d4 at the end of the line. Like queen takes, g takes, king takes, bishop takes, rook d4 forces the exchange of rooks. What's going on there? The king is so far away that I'm...
Can't he just go king c1, king e2, or king d2, king d3?
I think he's going to make a pass pawn out of an outside pass pawn by playing g6.
Yeah. It's a little close to call, though. But yeah.
Yeah, it feels strange. Like king c1, we can make a pass pawn with h6. I mean, we can make sure we get the outside pass pawn by playing h6, so you don't have h6 yourself.
Yeah.
H6, king
I guess
g6.
Yeah, white's too slow. Yeah. What about? Okay, never mind. That doesn't work.
I'm thinking of G takes and H seats. Now this seems like a problem. I mean, we always kind of need to be able to play these. The Queen E4 might save you here. Because you're also hitting this. What a mess this is. I'm not sure there's H takes G and Queen C8 also.
Hey, oh wait. Oh, it doesn't quite work. So I was still thinking of the other line. It doesn't work, but I was looking at Rook D7 check. It doesn't work though. I'm sorry. It was still in my mind. Of Queen F7. I was still looking at Queen F7.
Oh, Queen F7.
Yeah. I was looking at Queen F7, Queen F7.
Yeah, Rook D4. And...
Well, no. So I was looking at Queen F7, Queen takes F7, G takes F7, King takes F7, Bishop takes D6, Bishop takes D6, Rook takes D6, Rook D5. Oh yeah, it doesn't work. For some reason, I miscalculated. I was looking at a Rook D7 here, but he just takes the Rook.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was trying to make this work. Okay, sorry. Because I thought we might get a Zwischenzug in there, but then even if the Rook couldn't take it, like if there was a pawn here, this doesn't do anything because there's still the back rank. He just attacks the Rook, so yeah, it doesn't work.
There are things that, yeah. Some problems there. Oops, sorry, that was a misclick. Yeah, I mean, this is getting complicated. I don't know if I'm too thrilled about sending the Rook to C4.
Yeah.
Yeah. They probably don't need to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I really like what he played in the game, because if you're going to ignore G6 and this, I mean, every tempo counts in this sort of mess, you might want to go through with your attack. Mm-hmm. And just play b3 anyway. Which is really nice. I mean, as you noted, the Rook is defended. And if G takes H7, what's the move now?
Yeah, we just take.
You take here, and Queen F5 check.
King G8.
King G8, H6.
G6. Queen F7.
G6.
But then we have Queen F7. We have Bishop G7.
I think it's Queen F6. Like.
Yeah, but then he can take on D6.
Yeah, this is it's looking like a problem now. Is it though? Black actually this because this doesn't come with tempo.
If he does take on D6, then we can take on A2 or C2 and we're threatening mate. Because the bishop was threatening mate and queen takes G2 mate.
Okay, let's see. Check. And where to? G8 or H8 here?
Well,
G8?
I said King G8.
I think this, I mean, for one thing, this just loses to Rook takes.
Oh,
and there's checkmate on H1 or, So no time for that, definitely. Now, I'm a little concerned about this, though.
Yeah, I was thinking G. Oh yeah, so G6 I don't have bishop G7. Yeah, okay, so G6, Queen F6, Bishop H6, and then if he takes on D6 there, we might just go back to Bishop G7. Looks good.
Does this?
Oh, are you looking at Rook H1?
I think we have this, and there's. Oh no, but there's Rook takes it. Oh no, because the Queen is hanging.
No, yeah. If Rook H1, we can take on C2.
Yeah, true. I mean, this also works perfectly because everything is.
Well, I was just thinking like we take on C2 and then we have Bishop G7. I don't know how he stops that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so this seems to be working. Check, King G8. So H6 is not enough, but if H6 is not enough, then what?
The bishop is too strong on F8.
Yeah, it defends pretty well, I think. I don't know if we're missing something, but it looks plausible. I mean, even getting the queen with check to F5 doesn't seem to affect this. I mean, black played king H8. Kind of principle in the sense that queen F5 is not checked, but I mean, it just gives you an extra move to take here and play rook E2. Well, you have a lot of threats on the second rank. And white, it's funny because white plays the same idea.
yeah.
Same idea exactly. Unfortunately for him, it's not so good to go to A1 because queen E4 gives black a better endgame. Since you threaten the checkmate on B1, the queen has to take. And these pawns are really, really weak. And even though this one looks, well, not so great, it's backward on open file. I mean, these pawns are actually falling. And these hits, well, not so much. So white took, but it turned out to be too hard to defend. And this king is completely open while the king on H8.
Why didn't he go to white E7? Why not E8? What's the difference?
I think he just defends here.
Okay.
In passing. And he also has rook B7. And if H sits, the rook defends F7, so queen F6 does nothing. Yeah, pretty cool. The king again, completely safe, staying there on H7, chilling. Well, this king is just facing the rage of all white's pieces. Well, rook D5 is leading nowhere, definitely. Queen A4.
Ooh.
And again, that king is on its own.
Nice little slow move there.
Yeah, you're getting in here and
somebody, a viewer in the chat said that rook E8 was a good way to hang mate. Was there a mate there after rook E8? Did black have a mate there? I didn't see.
Maybe we have a problem here.
If rook E8, he said it's a good way to hang mate.
Rook E8 instead.
Was there a mate? I don't think so. Oh, is there just queen F7? But then
bishop.
Have a check. Oh, we have a check. Plus, we might have. Do we have bishop E7 there? Oh no, we're hanging. Sorry, we're hanging. Yeah, so we had so rook b8 is the only move there, right? Yeah, queen f7. But maybe this just scared him.
Now we defend here, so we might.
Yeah, plus he just drops a pawn for nothing.
Yeah, this is defended now by the queen, so
queen h4 maybe.
We only have one check left.
Yeah, this gets a little bit too close. I guess we can.
Yeah, we don't have time for this.
Yeah. Yeah. What do we do here? We have to take the pawn. Okay. Yeah, this is getting way too close for comfort, though. This is In fact, does white have a perpet here? Queen f4. That might be a perpet. Oh, you might have got disconnected. Yeah. We'll wait for him to come back. Should be back in a second.
Right, back?
Oh, yeah, you're back now. Yeah. So this looks like looks like a perpet right now. Maybe rook, queen f5. Or maybe not. There's king h8.
Now I play for more? Is it possible to play for more or not? And let's say rook g1. How does black organize counterplay now? And this is defended.
Rook a8. No, that doesn't do anything. Oh god, I hate the bishop on f8. Yeah, that's funny, eh? That black's got nothing. It's for the same reasons. for the same reasons. That's it's kind of a funny game.
White did exactly the same. Now he seems to be winning with h6. This is surprisingly powerful. I don't think you get to go back because queen f5 and then h6 and you just king's position is torn open and there are no checks or anything. Yeah, rough. I mean, you had to defend f7. If f7 falls, the king is on its own basically. So rook e8 looks like a bad mistake. Of course, we can easily miss something here. It's still a mess, but I don't know. This looks promising.
Yeah.
So rook e7 is definitely principle. I mean, why give this power and let our king suffer like that? And the contrast between the two kings is amazing. This one is completely safe behind the pawn. And well, there's not much. I mean, the queen and the rook intervene, and well, now he takes because tactics allow for it. Rook h5 in one last funny try. If g takes, I think it's a perpetual at least. Like check and check and check forever. He doesn't seem to escape that. But of course, queen takes d2 first, and white can resign with a clear conscience. Yeah, I mean, it's a good device to have in mind. In your game, when he was preparing the pawn break, you needed to have something stored like this, like play g6 and king h7. It was kind of the only way to face his pawn breaks, probably. I don't know if the only way. You mentioned h5 at one point, though I'm not sure at which point. But certainly without the king on h7, maybe, in your game, I mean.
Yeah, it might have been, like, if we go to the very last...
You have to see
it might
a bit earlier.
I think it was here instead of g6. Oh, wait, no, that can't be right.
Has to be before king g7, most likely.
Yeah. Yeah, because this is too late now. Unless it...
Oh, you mentioned it in your comments, actually.
Oh, did I? Was it here?
No, because of this.
Oh, no. Oh, I think it's what he should have played. I think it's what he should have played,
Yeah.
and then I
You
can play
mentioned
h5.
here. You mentioned it here. Like
Or did I? No, that's for white though.
I can put the position.
Okay.
It's here. It's here. Bishop f8. You mentioned it in the comments. That's why. And g5. Then you mentioned then h5 or g6.
Oh, okay. Yeah, oh, right.
And we put g6 there, but what about h5?
Yeah, so if he takes on f6, I guess it's just g6.
Then we do this. Yeah. I like your move for clarity, though. I'm still a bit scared about this.
Yeah, it's this is the more complicated way to do it.
Yeah, totally. You have to, I don't know, maybe play king g8 because there are tricks with pawn takes and knight h6 and
Yeah,
very strange stuff. I don't know if you
no need to go into
just
this.
don't have to play king.
No,
yeah,
this is stressful.
g6 is way more principle. Even though this might work, I don't know. Yeah, if g6 is so principle here that it makes no sense going for that. It's a nice fortress you're getting there. A wild game. I mean, a very, very nice game. He had a chance there for a second, but well, he didn't find the right capture.
Oh yeah, so he used to be.
Well, we're still left with
Yeah, he used to. I don't think I mentioned this in the notes. I think he used to. I could be wrong. I could definitely be wrong. Actually, let me look him up. But I think he might have been 1900 in the past. I'm looking it up right now because he's a bit older. Yeah, well, he was 1892 peak. So you can kind of tell, you can kind of see some of his strengths in there, and he just kind of miscalculated this attack. But
he looks like a strong attacking player because he found a lot of resources to put you in difficulty.
Yeah, I think he's Filipino. And many of the Filipino players. Sorry, there's a bit of a delay. I don't mean to talk over you. Sometimes there's a bit of a delay. Yeah, I think he's Filipino, and the Filipino players here are they tend to be very aggressive. Like they really like to attack. So
Interesting.
By the way, did you hear about?
Yeah, nice game. I mean, after this one, you were. Yeah.
No, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, there's a gap of several seconds apparently. No, so after this you were on 3 out of 4. Is that so? Yeah. Yeah, you were having a pretty good tournament. I mean, apart from the first game, you had played some good wins, like completely smooth wins on rounds 2 and 3. And this one was messy, but it was a very rich game after all. Then we're left with the last 2 rounds, which I will wait for you to upload them to YouTube. I mean, no spoilers. I don't know, maybe in our next lesson we go through both of those.
Yeah, actually my round 6 opponent is in the stream right now. He's in the stream.
Oh
yeah, he's watching here. So he's the one that asked about if Rook 8 was mate there, but yeah. So shout out to my round 6 opponent in the stream there. By the way, did you hear about recently your compatriot Faustino Oro? Did you hear, like, he played a game recently? Did you hear about that game? Or did you see the game?
And the one in which we sacrificed the queen.
Yes, yeah, that one.
Against an international master.
Yeah,
is that one?
Yeah. The queen
saw it.
Okay. Was that
Yeah,
was that
what a move he
was
found.
that over the board game? Was that a
I
classical?
think it wasn't
Okay.
it I think it was Rapid or Blitz. I'm not
Oh,
completely sure.
well, that's more impressive then.
Not completely sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. He's
yeah, he can find that
and he's
stuff
10.
quickly sometimes.
Have you seen him? Have you seen him in person yet?
I've played him a couple of
Oh,
times,
you did.
actually. Yeah,
So before he becomes a
yeah,
super GM,
yeah. I played him a couple of times.
so you can have a win over a super GM, future super GM.
Yeah, well, yeah. I played him. Yeah, exactly. I played him when he was like 7, and I won, even though it was a very hard game. Uh, and then I played him last year. Yeah, last
Oh,
year I
okay.
played him, and we made a draw. He was closing into the 2300s already, so it was okay. um, yeah, now he's almost 2400. It's just
Yeah.
amazing.
So now you don't want to play him anymore. You want to stay undefeated. You know? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm already fine.
Yeah. So when he's top 10, yeah, you can say, "Oh, I'm undefeated against him." Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I have the score sheet and everything.
So he's really like by far the rising star of Argentina, right? Like nobody comes close for youth, right? From Argentina. I mean,
Yeah, well, I think yeah, he's our best prospect, and he did the right thing, and he moved to Europe.
oh,
And yeah, now he's playing very strong tournaments. So yeah, it was a very good move for chess career, definitely.
how do you
Um,
think he can afford it?
um,
Like, do you think he gets some type of sponsorship?
don't really, honestly, I don't know. I don't know, but his whole family moved,
Yeah.
I think. So um, yeah, I don't know. Um, I don't know what's the. I mean, how they're going to do it, if they are going to get jobs there, most likely. um, but yeah, they're going to support his career, and
Yeah.
it kind of makes sense. I mean, the kid is a super talent, so
Yeah.
it's really looking good.
Yeah. And yeah, that's good for Argentinian chess too, because
Yeah.
I mean, because Argentina isn't really known as a super strong chess country, right?
Yeah, well, in Latin America, Argentina is quite strong.
But I mean, like,
compared to the other
but I mean,
countries,
on the world
probably.
stage, like,
No, the world
top
stage.
20, you don't really have an Argentinian, right, player
No,
top 20.
no. Our best time was, well, when Pano and Naidorf
Najdorf,
and all
yeah,
those guys played
yeah, yeah.
yeah, in the same team. That was a pretty strong team. And well, now it's looking good, because I mean, with this kid, I mean, Pichot, who still has a very good future in front of him. And he's very young, so he can keep playing at a very high level for
Was
many
it
years.
that's the Allen?
Uh,
Was it Allen?
yeah, unfortunately now, well, unfortunately, it was a decision, and now he's playing for Spain. uh,
Oh,
so
controversial.
yeah,
What?
yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Is he?
I kind of forgot. I mean, I still count him as playing for
Oh,
Argentina.
yeah,
I forgot.
yeah.
I kind of forgot. So yeah, well, we need Faustino more than uh,
But that's got to be interesting, like at the
more than ever.
like the FIDE, like the World Cup, or no, sorry, not the World Cup, the Olympiad, and then you get Spain facing Argentina. That'll be awkward.
Could easily happen. Yeah, yeah, no, it could easily happen. um, Good thing. I mean, we have some kids uh, coming. Like, well, there's the Fiorito brothers, who are quite strong. Um, Ilan Schneider. I mean, there are many kids who have very good prospects, like, I don't know, 12-year-olds who are around 2,300. So yeah, that looks quite good. um,
Yeah, but that's Faustino Oro, definitely the one to watch. And I mean, people are watching him like from around the world. Like I can tell you, like
yeah,
in the
yeah.
chess
It's like,
community,
I mean,
in
for under 10, it's just
yeah,
completely,
yeah.
yeah,
And also from being from Argentina too, because like you're used to
yeah,
these kids being from India or the U.S. or Russia, but South America doesn't have too many that are kind of like being watched by the world. So that's kind of cool.
yeah. It's like there's no system that produces super talents, like in India, for example, where they
Yeah,
just
they're so
um,
supported by the
it's like
government.
yeah, exactly. It happened in China too. During some time, they were just creating super GMs
Oh, really?
uh, out of nowhere, because China, yeah, China had. I mean, if you, I think it was around the 80s or 90s. They
Oh,
In the 80s they only had an international master or so, and suddenly, well, they have one of the most important Olympiad teams and many super GMs. I mean, um, the Chinese school of chess kind of exploded, but it was also uh, about sports politics, like actually supporting chess.
yeah, right, right, yeah,
um, yeah, in India it's happening, and well, they're basically manufacturing
yeah,
super GMs.
yeah.
It's
No,
incredible. It's like,
India now is like Russia was in like the early, not like well, like the mid 1900s. Like there's like the Soviet Union from like
yeah,
this
no,
the 50s and
it's
60s.
looking awesome for them.
Oh, it's scary. I don't even.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be
It's
dominating.
ridiculous. Yeah. Like 10 years from now, it's going to be ridiculous. And with their population and how much.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
would. Yeah, they will dominate. I mean, at this rate, it's looking like they will dominate the chess scene.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
only thing is
Um,
that the internet does help democratize things a little bit with the information being kind of equally available for everybody. That does help a lot.
yeah. And that's how you get cars. I mean, he was from uh he's Norwegians,
Yeah.
and I mean, that was an unlikely place to get a world champion, and
Mm.
still
Yeah.
there he is. Um,
Yeah. Well, Ding
um,
too, right?
yeah, I mean, Ding. Yeah, yeah, true.
Yeah.
Um,
Actually,
but
it's
yeah, I
been
mean, interesting times ahead.
yeah. It's kind of funny that Russia has really fallen so far down on the map. It seems like nobody would even ever come close to competing with Russia, and now Russia is yeah. But what? I don't even know. What would they be like fourth? I don't even maybe fourth in the world. Because
Easily, yeah. I
like
mean,
U.S. and
yeah, they don't have
India,
the tradition, but yeah.
yeah, because you have like U.S. and India kind of tied for first and second, and then third. I'm not even sure what third might be.
Well, China lost steam a little bit. I mean,
Yeah.
it looked like they would be next, but
What's kind of funny is like
now it's debatable.
in the Olympiad, like India had three teams, and even like their third team was super strong, right? So like
Yeah, it's gonna keep happening. They can, yeah. Even India be winning the Olympia wouldn't be so crazy. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know why
It's
they get
incredible.
extra players. How do they do that? Like, well, I guess because they compete against each other, right? So, but still, it seems unfair. It still seems unfair that you can send as many players as you want.
Yeah, like send two teams. I don't know. Maybe it was the Olympiads, which was organized in India, because sometimes being locals,
Oh,
they can
oh,
present
okay.
more than one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Maybe.
Yeah, that could be the reason.
Mm-mm.
Tends to happen for the hosts. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I'm not sure.
And
Again, I'm not
did you hear it?
completely
I
sure.
think they're canceling the candidates. It was supposed to be held in Canada, and I think they're canceling it because like they're moving the
Because
venue.
why?
Well, they're moving it, not in Canada anymore. Well, because players, Canada was not
Oh,
approving visas to the players. So so
oh
FIDE
wow, that's
is looking for another
surprising.
venue, like last minute. So
Wow.
yeah, yeah, kind of
Wow,
interesting.
that's surprising.
Yeah. Well, I think it was partly because they were. It was. I don't think it was the players themselves, but I think it was like their teams and their family members that were trying to get visas as well, and they were being denied.
Oh,
Yeah.
a lot of people. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. But it's late notice, and like because isn't it like in a month from now or not even? It's very close. It's like
Is that close
I think
already?
so. I could be wrong. I thought it was. Is it like April or I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know when it would be.
Yeah, yeah. Anyways, I know it's very.
Wow. And where are they
Yeah.
moving it? That they still
Oh,
don't
they
know?
don't know. I don't know. This is recent news. This is like within the past 2 or 3 days they've been talking about this. So
It's
yeah,
hard to find a venue ASAP now, right
yeah.
now.
I don't think it'll be that hard though.
Wow.
It is the candidates. I think there's lots of organizers that would be happy to host it. I mean,
Yeah, there'll be an offer. Yeah,
yeah.
sure.
I'm actually surprised that even we're holding it in Canada. It's kind of a weird country because we don't have chess here. Like chess is, we're not a chess country, so it's kind of strange.
Not as popular. Yeah, but that would help. It's a shame because it would help probably popularize chess. Maybe
I don't think so. No, nobody would
such a big
care.
event.
Nah.
Not so
Yeah,
much.
no,
You'll just
because
stop there.
well, they held some other big tournaments there recently. Um, there was
And still, the enthusiasm dies out with the
there was
with the
another
tournament.
yeah, but there might be another little chess boom coming up because Netflix is remember the Queen's Gambit. Well, Netflix is their new show that's coming out.
No, I haven't heard of it.
Yeah,
I heard some fake news about the second season, but
no,
yeah.
it's not the Queen's Gambit. No, there's a documentary coming out about Hans Niemann. The whole chess cheating scandal. There's a documentary coming out that could give a little bit of a chess boom, and they have like interviews
Yeah.
with chess.com it's like so that could again make chess mainstream. That'll be interesting to see how that goes.
That's good news. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that one will be popular, I'm sure.
yeah,
It's controversial, so it will be.
yeah. Well, people like that story, unfortunately. Yeah. Okay. Well, I will let you go. I appreciate you going over these 3 rounds. Yeah. Well, yes, these 3 rounds. Yeah, and we shall stay in touch.
Yeah, we still have the last
Yeah.
part of the.
Yeah. And I'm going to go look for the Petrosian Spassky game. I'm going to see if I can find it.
Oh yeah.
And so you think it might be
I'm not sure. I think it's
the first world championship. Okay. And I think
might be. Yeah.
Do you remember what color Petrosian was? I thought he was black, but I can't remember.
He was black.
He was black?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Basket tried to pull the Torre attack against him.
Oh, it's a Torre. Okay, so I can look that up.
Big mistake.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's a beautiful
Thank you.
game. Yeah. Okay, thanks again. I'll let you go.
Yeah, that one was a good example, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was a good example.
Okay. Yeah, I'll let you go. There's a bit of a delay.
Oh, there's a bit of a delay.
Yeah,
Still.
it's awkward. Okay. Okay, I'll see you next time. Have a good night.
See you. Bye, Tyler.
Bye.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, just disconnecting from there. Reading the chat. Yeah, well, it was going to be in Canada. Like it was all set up, and then the visas weren't being approved for the players. Okay, I am going to try to find that game though that we were talking about. If I can stop hiccuping. And I just want to fix this. And I'm going to take these off. Yeah, I don't like that crap either, but anything that promotes chess is fine with me. But I'm not into the drama. Like, I'm not into chess drama. I like to play chess. I don't really like to follow the drama. Okay, whoops. I want to disable this. Enable this. Rishadon says chess tournaments have gotten more popular in Vancouver compared. Yeah, me too. Like I played like in 2 or 3 tournaments as a kid back in like the 90s or early 2000s, and then I stopped for 17 years, and then I came back as an adult. I mean, it's ridiculous how popular it is now on the mainland, but in general, compared to other countries, chess is like almost non-existent in Canada. Like there's no government support, right? There's no, we barely have money to send players. I don't even know if we send them to the Olympiad anymore. I think we do, but barely. And we barely, yeah. And on the island, like where I live, there's no chess. And the local chess club, you get maybe 1 or 2 people that show up, despite plenty of efforts to try to grow the clubs. So where I am, chess is non-existent. Okay, now to look for that beautiful Petrosian game. And I am going to show this if it works. I do have to be careful here though. Okay, why did that not work? Oh, it's hidden. There we go. Okay, so let's see if I can find it. How would I go about doing that? Okay, I'm gonna do it this way. Wait, how do I normally do that? Okay, I'm going to do it this way. And then I guess first I'm going to search what year their first, whoops. Okay, hang on. Let me do it this way. First I'm going to search what year. So, Okay, Petrosian, Spassky, 1966. Yeah, so I'm going to search that. And might as well just show this while waiting. Okay, so let's see if I can find it. I forget how to search, honestly, in ChessBase. How come? Okay, here we go. Okay, so Petrosian with black, and I'm going to put Spassky, assuming this is the right game. And that should be good. Okay, and then I'm going to go here. Okay, let's see if I can find it. So sort by year. So it was 66. So let's go game 1. Okay, but he said it was a Torre, right? But I don't know what Torre. So it won't be the E4. Can I? Wait, I wanted to make Petrosian black. I didn't do that. Okay, so not ignore colors. That'll narrow it down by 50%. Oh yeah, I'll be able to find this now. Okay, so this was a Carol Khan, Queen's Gambit. Could be the Queen, no, okay, I don't think it's a Queen's Gambit. This was E4. Is this a Torre? Let's see, it might be this game. Let's see. Yeah, this might be it. This is a Torre. And Spassky played it. So this might be the game. Let me fast forward a little bit, see if I can find it. I think this is it. Yeah, this is the game. This is the game. Found it. So, yeah, this was a beautiful game. So these moves don't really matter so much. Petrosian's black here. I'm not giving this game justice because you should, if anyone's watching this live right now or after the fact on YouTube, you should look up this game, Spassky Petrosian. It's a World Championship game. I don't know if it's in order. Well, maybe hang on. Maybe I might be able to find it under here. Round 7. It's round 7. Yeah, so this is round 7, April 25th. From the World Championship match. Yeah, Spassky Petrosian. You should watch a YouTube video of it where a strong player discusses it. It's such a nice game, and it really shows an idea that we talked about in my lesson today with Alessandro. Basically, just a blockading idea. And okay, so essentially, Black wants to attack on the king side here. But White is attacking on the queen side. And so Petrosian castles into White's attack here to help facilitate his attack on the king side. And he's not so worried about White's attack because, so after A4, the move here is kind of what seals, or at least it's one of the characteristic moves of what makes this game so great. But he plays C4. And there are some aspects about this move that are more stuff that aren't like obvious here that I can't remember. I mean, I just remember the basics of this game. But there is something about C4 here too, apart from just attacking the bishop. because I think it does give white the d4 square, but it can't actually really be utilized, I believe, by white. But the move that really seals this as a Petrosian blockade is a6, and then there's no way for white to continue his attack. It's completely shut down, and it's almost impossible for white to continue an attack. Black just goes on with his attack, and when I don't know if I guess Spassky, did Spassky ever try? Yeah, he does try pushing a pawn, but whichever pawn he pushes, Petrosian just pushes the other pawn, and this cannot be infiltrated, and this is just completely shut down. Just like that. Had he pushed with the b pawn, then a5 can just be played, I believe. And then black can just go on his merry way, continuing to attack white. But yeah, I might even just watch a video about this game again myself, because there's something more to c4 than what meets the eye. Yeah, I'm not giving this game justice. So watch it from somebody much stronger than I am, preferably a title player, for sure. And but Petrosian has a lot of nice games. I'm just showing the end of it. But yeah, Petrosian just gets to attack here now. Actually, I remember seeing there's a certain video from a very obscure chess channel. It's like a chess historian. It's a librarian that goes over world champions and strong players in general. That nobody watches, like nobody knows about this channel, but I remember seeing this discussed there. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about these moves because I'm tired, but I'm just showing them in case anybody's interested. Yeah, I mean, this was a world championship game against Spassky, right? Spassky's white, and it just looks so one-sided. Really, the key moves here are c4. So c4, and then just and then a6. A6 is actually the more important move. I should have put more emphasis on that. A6 is because a6 is necessary, and that's kind of the Petrosian blockade. You play a6, and then there's no way for white to continue his attack here. Without a6, I think c4 isn't nearly as good. For example, if rook hg8, like let's put on the engine. Apparently h3 here is good too. No, never mind. No, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Yeah, a6 is by far the best move. I guess, but rook hg8 is still good too, but a6 it shuts down all play. Yeah, so, so if rook dg8, yeah, see, now white can play a5. And this is a different story. Black is still a bit better, but it's not like it was. Okay, let's say b5, but then a6, and there's play here for white. So let's say bishop c6. The engine really kills my computer here. And in fact, white is slightly better now after knight d4. There's ways for white to attack. There's entry points, right? The rook can come in. This is a little bit soft. Yeah, so a6 is really the key move. It starts with c4. That's really good too. But then a6 here, and that just shuts down all play. So I often think about that idea in defending. Oh, hello, tension mask. Yeah, but this is there's like 3 or 4 Petrosian games. Like I haven't even started reading my Petrosian book yet. Python strategy. But so I haven't even looked at many Petrosian games, but there's like 3 to 4 that kind of stick out in my mind. He actually has some interesting ones in Zurich 1953. But this is one of them. Another one is he does two exchange sacks. Another one, I think he does a queen sack. Yeah, he has a lot of very iconic games. Anyways, I'm going to stop there because my jaw is getting stiff and it's hard to talk. So, yeah, hopefully you enjoyed that lesson with Alessandro. And I don't know if I actually have another lesson with him like queued up. I don't know if I might have used up my quota of lessons with him. If I do have another one, then we're going to look at rounds 5 and 6 from the 2024 BC Open, which I'm sure Rishadon Port will appreciate since he was my round 6 opponent. Okay, that's all for me today. I'm going to rest my jaw now. Thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by. Take it easy. See you next time. Good night.